Now let's check out using the Forms Online feature. The Forms feature is a really robust tool that lets you select one or more of the online forms, create a packet of forms, populate all the forms at once, save the forms packet under your client's name, and email any or all of the forms in PDF format. We'll start by clicking the Forms feature on the menu bar and select Create New. So here's the elevator pitch for how this feature works. Let's say we're assembling a packet of forms for a buyer. Click Selling from the Jump to shortcut list. Click the Add button next to each form you might use for this transaction. For example, the addendum to the RIPC, the buyer due diligence, exclusive buyer broker agreement, lead-based pane addendum, and of course we'll select the RIPC as well. So these are the forms that I'm starting with. I can always add more forms later. Now select Create Packet at the top. We now have a new packet ready to complete or print. This drop-down list shows the forms that I've selected so far. Let's populate the forms by clicking the blue Show or Hide Common Fields button on the top right. This black temporary area is where I can fill in data that I want added to all my current packet forms where possible. For example, let's enter an MLS number, an old one of course, then click Load. The data for that listing shows up in the field. So let's try this. I'll also enter a client name from my address book and click Load. Of course, you can modify or enter any information here that you like in any of the fields on the screen. Let's select a date for the offer and today's date. And today's date we'll leave as current date. When you're ready, click the green Fill or Update Fields button. This sends all of this information to your current forms where possible. Another handy Forms feature is printing or emailing PDF versions of these forms. First, let's click the Show or Hide Common Fields button again. That rolls up. That's green. As you can see, that's just a roll up, roll down button. If I want to send these forms to someone, I'll select More Actions, then Email PDF. From this window, I can select one or more of the forms to email by entering any email address or typing the name of a client in my address book. Then I'll click Send Email. That's all there is to it. So in this case, I'll select all the forms that I want to send in this PDF email, and I'd like to include those as separate attachments. So I can start typing in my client from my address book, and I can also type in my own name if I want, and separate any of those by a comma. And then I click Send Email, and off it goes. At any time, you can select Save Packet and enter a packet name, and even connect this packet to a client in your address book. When finished, just click Save Packet. Of course, you can always click Forms and Saved Packet Forms to retrieve any forms and update information or add and remove forms. Let's try that. I'll click Forms, Saved Form Packets, and there's the packet that I just made. If I want to add forms to that or change the data, I'll select Test Packet, click Go to Packet Forms, and I'm back again to that packet of forms with all the information and the forms that I need. Well, good luck. That's a quick version or a quick tour of using the Forms Online. Good luck, and again, call us if you have any questions with the forms packets.